stream the meeting. Woohoo!
Right.
Oh, I wish my voice were back to normal. I can't sing. It's all funky and crap.
Well,
It's gonna take a
sounds
while
kind
for
of
me.
sexy.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Alrighty.
And
I don't
on
know
that
what's going
note,
on anymore. And we are still, I mean, it says that we're live, but I'm not seeing us yet. So woohoo.
buffering
Yep.
end.
Buffery,
Buffering
buffer
end.
I, bufferamos, buffer on.
It says we're good on here. Came through on my phone, so you know
Okay, let me
that
read.
means everything.
Well, then we are live. Yep, there we go. We are live.
What's up, nerds?
Yay. Hi, nerds. Hi, everyone.
Hello, fellow nerds.
Listen, somebody annoyed me on the internet. Let's do a podcast about it.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly what I'm posting to the gram of Insta.
Good.
Somebody annoyed Melissa. Let's make a thing about
it. Right?
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
This is what we do, though.
Here's what happened. I was on Threads, which I'm really digging Threads. It feels very much like the early Twitter, how you could just go on and talk to people and chat, and it's so much fun.
Yeah.
And I'm on tarot threads quite a bit because of me.
Because of things. Because reasons.
So there's this conversation that started. Someone said, do you guys only do love readings? I was told the other day, most readers don't cover finances, career, legal, or health. Why are you reading tarot cards seriously? And I was like, okay, that's fair. The next person said, I do divinely guided readings for all topics, and my readings are also energy healing. Here's the part where I went, interesting. Make sure your tarot reader connects to a divine guide of the highest truth, love, and light frequency, or any old entity can come in and wreak havoc. And I'm like, oh, bullshit. I'm sorry. That sounds like crap to me. So instead of saying that, I said there are some atheists and agnostic readers that exist that use the Jungian style of pattern recognition. And there are some that are not religious or spiritual and still psychic. And I'm like, this is what you said is not true. Here are the facts. And then I got the atheists and agnostics hopefully connect to a higher power, which honestly, look it up.
That's
atheists and agnostics either don't believe in.
That's the part I love.
Not certain about the existence of God. But it says they hopefully connect to a higher power. That's like hoping that Anne Frank converted to Catholicism before she died. That's so fucking stupid. She was Jewish.
Or a blind a blind and deaf person actually, being able to, look at the cards and divine them. Because
hopefully there are Braille cards, but fuck.
There are Braille cards, and I'll put that in our resources mentioned.
But okay, psychics are not really able to 100% help because of parallel universes. Sorry.
Whoa.
Well, this got deeper in the weirdness than what we first.
They can probably give high probability, but when they do that, they're influencing the outcome, which is a bit too much power wielded there. The client needs to be able to navigate life on their own. They sound professional, but the reality of entity attachment and abuse of power cannot be ignored. To which I replied, interesting. Now,
that's like the only thing that you did agree with. Hold on, go back. What was the only thing you agreed with?
The only thing I agreed with was in the, yes, that's it.
The decision is in the client's hands. Like that's the only thing out of all of these statements.
Out of all of this crap that I'm reading, I'm just like, what kind of a live, laugh, and love shiny ass? What? First of all, how demeaning and ignorant to say that. I hope that atheists and agnostics figure it out. Right? I think that's really shitty.
That was nearly a spit take there. I nearly ruined my entire computer and recording setup there with that just one statement.
So close.
Like all bless your, it's like it's the all bless your heart kind of.
You know what I love about this is that, as somebody that I kind of do believe in parallel universes, the idea that, here I took, one fork and, for every choice you have, there's an infinite amount of opposite or different choices you have.
Sure.
And, yeah, there are things that I kind of kick my ass about in this reality that I should have changed. However, you can't think about that, number one, but number two, it's out of our hands, a lot of the times. So, but talking about tarot in the you have to have a religious or spiritual belief, and maybe other parallel universes operate on different scientific principles than we do here, is kind of pushing it a lot, because belief systems are, my mind wants to say a dime a dozen, but they are as infinite as the amount of people on this planet as of this recording, which is Tuesday, June 23rd, 2026.
And we honor people's decisions. We don't question them.
Yes, we do.
I don't think my parents are very happily being Catholic. I think Catholicism is one of the worst religions that's ever come out of Christianity. But that's because of historically blah, blah, blah. It gives my parents comfort and makes them feel safe. Right? So for that reason, I don't question their faith, because it makes them feel safe. And if someone feels safe and good being an agnostic or an atheist, they should be allowed to feel that way without people coming in and fucking up their habits and saying, well, you can't be a tarot reader because you don't believe in God. Well, fuck you.
Yeah.
Don't tell me what to do.
Say that again. Say that how you don't believe in God.
You do what you told me.
Well, and it's funny because, like a lot of us pagans, or at least, I'm going to talk from my experience because that's all I can do. Some of us invoke, God, the gods, the goddesses, spirit aids, or, any sort. If they are psychic or mediumship, they will bring in people as needed, when the voices or the entities talk to them. But again, that's a very small majority of people that can pull that off and pull it off correctly. And, it's, yes, we can all develop these psychic, skills, using the different clairs, like for me, I have clairaudience. But again, that all depends on what you believe in, how you use it, and, what's going on in either your life, if you're reading for yourself or reading for others. And again, a lot of this, the leave GxD out of it can also, be applied to leaving quote unquote bad cards out of a deck because you're doing a wedding thing, or a baby shower, or something that you only want positivity from. I don't remove cards out of my deck because I believe that every card is a neutral position. It goes into what we're talking about today, where, your beliefs, your politics, your social standings, your race, all play into how you interpret the card, and lessons and training and all that stuff. Everything you do has a belief behind it, especially in tarot. And I'm sorry, but I'm trying to keep politics out of it. No way. Politics are ingrained.
You cannot be apolitical as a tarot reader. It's absolutely impossible. You have to be political. And since you're picking up the little guy and that's part of your fucking job as a tarot reader, you need to be on the right side of politics. It is important. Also, fuck ICE and free Palestine. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I understand that, but I don't ask my clients to tell me their beliefs before I sit down. The goal of reading for me is to answer their question and give good advice or a pathway through it based off of their needs, not mine. Right. However, because I'm human and I'm not a, divine channel for the tarot god itself or tarot goddess, all my stuff gets blended into that when I read for others, which is another reason why in my private practice, I let people look at the cards and tell me what they say.
Yeah. But there is that part of it where, to be a quote unquote good tarot reader, or like a successful tarot reader, an accurate tarot reader, there is that part of cultivating objectivity, right? You're gonna understanding that the life path that you walked is not going to be necessarily word for word, step by step, what your clients have walked, but you have to kind of get to that piece of objectivity, but at the same time realizing exactly what Jamie just said. We're human. We're our readings are going to be colored by our perspective based upon our experiences. It's really hard to get around that. And also, I think part of the reason why certain tarot clients will come to us is because they're looking for that as well. They're looking for objectivity, yes, but they are also looking for an outside perspective as well for some of this pattern recognition that we then use to look at the tarot cards. You know,
it's pattern recognition. It's, you know, looking at the symbols and understanding the symbols from a quote unquote generic point of view, like Rider-Waite-Smith system versus the Thoth system, or the Thoth system. I've heard it say, you know, that Crowley's deck 500 ways versus, you know, everything else. You know, it's, you know, each reader, like for me, blue is a color of love. A lot of people are like, no, it's red. But for me, when I send a blue heart, you know, it's not sadness, it's not breakup. To me, blue is my
Jamie
color.
heart.
Yeah, it's a Jamie heart.
Jamie heart, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and
we all know this.
Exactly.
Well, a lot of us know this, but you know, to those that don't, you know, if you get a text from me or something and I do a blue heart,
you heard it here first.
You know,
blue heart means love from Jamie.
Exactly.
We're so lucky to know
but
that.
Again, it's, you know, and psychic stuff gets layered atop of that. I don't get clairaudient pings all the time. It's only certain things, and it's usually when the client is talking and I have to interrupt them and go, yes, that is a good idea. The voices, you know, are my clairaudience is a high ping, a medium ping, and a low ping. So this high is yes or do it, medium is meh, or, you know, stay your course, and if it's a low, it's like stop, nope out of that.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that because I have clairaudience too, but I hear things completely different than Jamie. So I'm just like, it's not a ping. It's not a ping for me. It's something different. But like, I'll usually get like phrases and stuff. But like, I think it's amazing that even if you have the same clair as somebody else, you might have a different clair combination, and it might manifest in a different way for you than for another person. I find it fascinating.
Like,
sorry to interrupt you.
I rarely get voices telling me to do anything. You know, even my guides usually tap me because that's our signal, or at least that's the signal I asked for to know when somebody's there. Now, even more than that is sometimes I feel wings. And those wings are kind of me. I look at it as, you know, I'm actually stepping into my power and my wings are coming out. But like I tell people, I'm not an angel, I'm not a demon, I'm somewhere in between. And a friend of mine told me I was a personification of hope. And hope does have wings.
Is that not the most accurate description of Jamie I've ever heard?
Oh, yeah.
So yeah.
Fucking tried.
Wow. Welcome. I am a hope, you know, it's like I call myself a cockeyed optimist. I like to think the good of everybody until it slaps me in the face. And then as the Leo of the group, then I hold a grudge. But that's just me.
Ever and ever and ever.
Yeah, sadly. Although I'm trying to work on forgiveness, but there are some people and, you know, situations I can't forgive.
Yeah. I forgive, but I don't fucking forget. And I also glare at them every time after. I'm like, remember that thing you did that time? Fuck you. So maybe I don't forgive. Interesting. I don't know. I wanted to bring this forward because I wanted people who do not have a spiritual tradition or a religion to feel absolutely fine picking up the tarot cards. They don't have to be related to jack squat. They can be related to what you're interested in and related to themselves. In themselves, they're a game. You know, it's a game you can play with yourself. It's a game you can play with other friends. Hilary.
Hilary's giggling.
It's a game you can play with your friends.
You can pick.
You can solo it if you want to. That's a different podcast.
That's a whole
that's Cardslingers After Dark type stuff.
After hours.
Yeah.
So wrong. So wrong. Anyway,
I'm really glad that you brought this forward because it is kind of in keeping a little bit with like what pissed me off. I think the last time we recorded, where someone was talking about, and like Jamie, you mentioned it as well, like taking the cards out of the deck intentionally. And it's just like, listen, the message is going to be the message, and like, yes, you can take cards out of your tarot deck deliberately, or if you happen to be not shuffling with a full deck, the message will come anyway. I promise you. You can replace your tarot cards. Most publishers like will be happy, like if you reach out, you know, you might have to pay a small fee, but you
Usually
would be able to
postage.
complete,
It's worth it.
you should
It
be
is.
able to complete your deck if you want to, but like those messages will come regardless.
So
They'll
if you
just
take the
come in
10
a
of
different,
swords out, fucking here comes the tower. And
Yep.
if you take the
right.
tower out, here comes death. And if you take death out, here comes three of swords. And they're all going to tell you the same story that the first card that you took out was going to fucking tell you.
But the reason why I brought that up last week though was because it pissed me off, because I think it was someone that is a professional, and when we say professional, we're talking about receiving money for
And
a
business
reading
and doing
a
it, you know,
business,
working at it as
right?
business.
And saying that they take out those cards because they don't want to hear anything bad, like I'm just like, oh, then I don't know, like, okay, we're going with hot takes or spicy takes today. Like, I wouldn't want a reading from that person. Like, you have to be able to, you have to be like, so there's a saying in witchcraft that witch that cannot hex cannot heal. And I really do believe that. Now, hexing is a different story and has many ethical quandaries, right?
Fuck them. They should have known
So
better.
you do still have to, like, you know, you have to think about whether it's worth it, in my opinion, from how I was trained. But
So
a tarot reader that cannot deliver bad news,
and deliver good news, you know,
and deliver good news, you know, it's just like it's all like with the sweets come the sour, you know, like you have to be able to deliver both kindly, you know, in a very
professionally, yes,
kindly, professionally, ethically, but you still have to, you know, deliver what you're seeing in the cards. You have to actually read the cards, and sometimes not everything's going to be love and light and sunshine coming out of your ass, you know.
And also, further to, I don't know what I was going to say. It fucking went away. But
okay, well, I can talk
go
about
ahead. Go, Jamie.
I just want to remind everybody that we are not trying to gatekeep. As our, you know, as Melissa reads to filth with, you know, pocket-sized decks, that also goes into this where, you know, yes, you can read with a, you know, with a half deck. You can read up to certain, you know, numbers. You know, we're not trying to, you know, we're not gatekeeping like this one person did on Threads about their, you know, everybody needs to be connected to source in order to be a, you know, valid and good tarot reader. You know, I read cards. I don't, like I said, my psychic hits are few and far between. So use your decks, whether they're tarot or oracle, in the way that you want to do it, and it makes sense for you. And I think a perfect homework, I'm just going to get this out here and we can repeat it later, is everybody needs to understand how their beliefs in spirituality, politics, and their social standings might influence how you read the cards to yourself and others.
If I had a microphone that I actually felt safe in dropping, I would.
I've got one down here. Let me get it. Okay, drop.
Sweet. But yeah, that's, you know, just, you know, to kind of put the caveat, you know, exemplar for all this. But Melissa, did you remember what you were going to say?
Yeah, you really need to know who you are when you're holding tarot cards, because when you get asked stupid ass questions like this, or have people talk to you about stuff when they don't know what the fuck they're talking about, you need to be able to stand your ground. And you need to be able to say, listen, I don't marry my tarot cards to my spirituality, but they are married to my politics. You know, I don't marry my I don't judge you, and I don't have a place for judgment for my clients. That doesn't exist. What exists is the desire to help them regardless of what their faith is and regardless of what they believe in. And I hope that they come to me because they know that I'm going to be unbiased. And I hope that they're unbiased when they come to me, as much as it can be. Everybody has biases. But, you know, I think that it's really kind of uncool and unusually cruel to leave out people just because they don't believe in a God like you do. So fuck that. And in summation, fuck that. So, and stop it.
And fiend. Oh my God. I love you too.
I love you too, Dave.
But yeah, you know, homework, understand how you fit into all this.
Yeah.
And again, your beliefs, your politics, your social standings. And what I mean by social standings is like your race, your creed, how much you make, etc. That all blends into your experience. There are a lot of good books, and I'll add them down in the resources mentioned, that try and decouple things like colonization out of the cards. One of the classes that I have and I took is through Lindsay Mack, who has Tarot for the Wild Soul. And their whole approach is a trauma-driven therapeutic approach to the cards, as they can help and heal you, which is kind of stuff that, yes, I do event like tarot fortune telling style events, but in my private practice, I am more therapeutic. And there are reasons behind, the books that I read. But yeah, there's Red Tarot, which is a restoration for Black people kind of reading on it. There's, queer perspectives on the cards.
Queering the tarot.
Yep,
right?
queering the tarot. Yeah. Charlie Claire's material, I took a class from them, changed the way that I looked at tarot decks. Instead of using the binary in them, masculine, feminine, I now use this figure on a card, because I've had people look at a femme card and say it's more masculine, it's me, and vice versa. So I only say figures because when I talk to my clients, I want them to figure out where they are in that card.
Right. And that's
like use the singular they. You can use the singular they. I used to be a copy editor. I am a trained editor.
Same.
Singular they is real.
It's legal. People. It is legal.
So, to sum up, don't yuck other people's yum when it comes to faith. It's disrespectful. And don't try to make some new age foofy ass connection between tarot cards and the divine. It exists if you want it to. It doesn't exist. You can't push that on someone else. If you don't want it to, it doesn't exist. That's the end of it. Use the cards as you will.
And understand yourself so that you catch yourself when you're falling into the bias trap.
There you go. All right. Go do your homework.
Have a great